Hello, Crystal Palace, and welcome to the Upper Norwood Library Hub's Library Lab Lunch. How you doing? My name's Galina.Rin. I'm the technical manager at the library. I am trying my bestest to fill in for Eleanor, who has gone away to volunteer for those in more need than us, away somewhere Croatia, I think. I think she is. So we're all wishing her a happy volunteering holiday. Nice, right? Lovely. We are here today with a Tom Brocklehurst. I had to make sure did I pronounce that right? Is that right? Brocklehurst?
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
I was about to get that terribly wrong. We are here with Tom from Disentangle Projects and Attic Arts Club. How you doing, Tom?
Very good, thanks. You're right.
Amazing. Do you want to tell the folks what it is you do?
So, Attic Arts Club was started a couple of years ago by Disentangle Projects, which is my company with my two partners, Norman and Lazarus. Norman lives in the area, and we love the Crystal Palace Festival. Been coming for years, and we thought that what Crystal Palace needed was a fringe festival, something with comedy, with music, with theatre. And so we started looking around for different venues. We met the lovely people at the library, Margaret and Emily, and they asked us if we wanted to come and do something there. So in 2018, we put our first festival on. We had 2 weeks of shows. And we had about 1,500 people through the door coming to see comedy, music, theatre, all sorts of things, late night parties, silent disco. We dragged a huge wooden bar up the stairs into the top room. We bought some staging. We raised some money for some sound equipment, and it went really well. And so we did it again last year. Had the same sort of fun effect. And this year, of course, we're online. You know, there's no gatherings, there's no people coming together in the library anymore. But we can go online and we can do some fun stuff there.
Amazing. Was it a hard decision to decide to carry on this year and do an online
Yeah, of
version?
course it was. Yeah, I mean, of course, when COVID started, sort of March, we were just in the sort of early planning stages for the festival, which is normally sort of mid-June, end of June time, alongside the Crystal Palace Festival. So we were in the early planning stages, and it looked very quickly like it wasn't going to happen. So although it was a hard decision, it became an easier decision because as things got worse. We realised it almost certainly wasn't going to happen, and it sort of took the decision out of our hands. Really, it's kind of sad. The best thing about it is to be in the library and meet all the people and see people enjoying themselves coming to our shows. But we had to make that decision. Lots of people are dealing with that situation all over the world, so we're no different, really.
Yeah, that's true. So over the last couple of years, what were some of the highlights, perhaps, that you've had in on the Attic Arts Festival?
Well, I mean, we had sort of 40 shows each year, so there's just been an amazing amount of highlights. We've had some amazing cabaret nights. We had Elvis impersonator leading the whole crowd in a sing-along. We had John Robbins, who's one of my favorite comedians, come in. We had like so many great things. I mean, one of my personal favorite highlights was when the silent disco DJ for the 80s night dropped out and I had to fill in. That was a personal highlight of mine. Not even really being a fan of 80s music, but
That was last year, right?
when duty calls, you have to step up and put the headphones on.
That was last year, was it?
It was last year.
Yeah, that was a good set. I was there. It was good. It was a really good night, actually. The more I think about last year, the better my memory gets. That was a good night. That was a good night.
Yeah, it's been a good time.
So what kind of prep have you been doing to get this year's festival into this new format, I guess?
So obviously we're a lot shorter festival this year. If you had a look at the programme, it's at atticartsclub.com. We are just doing 3 nights this year. So it's been, obviously, for a lot of people, a lot of performers, it's been the bigger adjustment, trying to figure out how to do shows from their living room, So we're doing a comedy night on the Friday night, which is the Alternative Comedy Memorial Society, who do sort of experimental comedy nights all over London, and they are often in Edinburgh for the Edinburgh Fringe. And I think we're going to have them on this show tomorrow, talking about what they're going to be doing, so you can see more of them then. But for them, because they're an experimental comedy night, a lot of their comedians don't just do regular stand-up, so that actually being at home means they can do more inventive things. They can do silly things in the living rooms. So we'll expect some surprises, I'm sure. Saturday night, we're doing a share-themed cabaret night called I Need to Share. So again, a lot of those performers are again trying to make do with what they've got in their living rooms, trying to make it a lot of fun. I really can't wait for that night. And then Sunday night, we're having an experimental theatre company do a work in progress, and they'll work with any format they're given. They're very inventive, they're very creative. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
Amazing. So obviously the Library Hub's Facebook page will also get some of this stuff. And we are obviously into family viewing. So are there any specific things you've done for those things that are perhaps not as family friendly? I'm assuming that a cabaret or comedians will just be given free run to do as they please across their streams. And how is there any way that you're handling that so that folks can be safe in the knowledge that everything on our stream will be safe for work and family?
Yeah, absolutely. So Facebook now allows you to put age ratings on live streams, and for some of them they'll be hosted in private groups. So essentially, we're asking people to book a ticket through Eventbrite as they would normally. In most cases, it's a free ticket. The comedy night is £4, but the cabaret night and the theatre work in progress are free. But they'll be hosted in private groups so that there's no possibility of that happening. But and it means that we know how many people are going to be watching, and we can send things in preparation to people via email. So it's easier for us as well, so we can see who's going to be watching.
Cool. Do you have any figures of how many people went to your shows the last 2 years? Do you know how long?
So in 2018, I think the total was about 1,400, and then last year we got up to nearly 2,000 people coming to the shows over the fortnight, which was, in excess of what we were hoping for. So it's been a really great success in our terms.
And do you have an idea of what you're aiming for this year's audience participation?
That's the thing, isn't it? We're a Crystal Palace-based festival, but suddenly we can reach a global audience. Suddenly anybody can watch any of our shows from around the world, which is really, really cool. But obviously, Attic Arts Club is a festival that's been in Crystal Palace the last 2 years, and who knows how many people have come here from outside of Crystal Palace for these shows before, who signed up to our mailing list. We have some data on where they're from, but not that a huge amount. So it is interesting to see whether people will be coming from much further afield. For the Alternative Comedy Memorial Society, they have a big following in the comedy circles all across the country. So it'll be interesting to see where those people tune in from. But we're still trying to advertise locally as much as possible. We're still trying to do some advertising in the local Facebook groups and making sure that the people of Crystal Palace know about this festival, because it is a festival that we started for Crystal Palace and for the people in the local area. So, they're the people we want to reach out to and get involved in watching.
Yeah, the hyper-local community. Hyper-local! I should start doing hashtags on this show. That's what I should start doing. My camera has decided to turn off, but I'm still here. I can guarantee you that. My next question to you was Disentangle. This is the parent company of Attic Arts, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Do you want to just tell us a little bit, because it's a very community-based project, Disentangle projects, right? Because you're all from the local area. Do you want to just speak about that?
Absolutely. So it's a bit of a hybrid company, really. We do a variety of things. We're doing some more online shows outside of Attic Arts Club. We did our first live stream theatre piece last month called Driving with Eileen, which you can still see on our Facebook page, which is just a sort of two-hander comedy sketch about a driving instructor trying to teach a person over Zoom. We put out a call out in May to see if we can get short plays that we could then perform over Zoom, and we got quite a few submissions, which were quite fun. So we produced one last month, and we're going to do another one in September after Attic Arts Club. We've also got a project coming up in partnership with Croydon called The Girl Who Flew Across the World, which is a storytelling project which is going to go all around the world with featuring storytellers from all different continents. So we're just in development for that at the moment. We're also running a writers program in conjunction with Stanley Halls in Croydon, and yeah, we have a lot of various projects going on at the moment in the local area.
Are you still taking in applications for the Croydon Emerging Writers course? Or is that finished now?
The deadline is today.
I think it was 12, was it? Was it maybe 12?
I think it may have been 10 minutes ago. But good question.
I think maybe if anyone still wants to do the Emerging Writers course, you could probably just sneaky your beak in now. If you mentioned the fact that it was brought up on this show, you might get away with it. You never know. It's on the website, which is in all the links down below.
I'm not dealing with that bit. So, yeah,
you don't know anything about it. Who are the other folk that you are in cahoots with then on this for Attic Art Disentangle?
The people themselves.
Yes.
Well, my two partners are called Norman and Lazarus, and they we've been working together on projects for 5 years now. Yeah.
And how did you get together?
They're not here in the Zoom chat, but I'll say hi to them. Hi.
Norman read some stories for us on our live stream, so that's and we know him because he works for the library. So he works for the library. He's editing our podcast series that Eleanor is doing the interviews for. So it's very incestuous. Our company and your company. It's all in together. Can I say that word? Sure, I can say the word. It's not a bad word. No, it's just a weird concept to bring up. Let's just strike that from the record, shall we? So what are we looking forward to going forward then, do you think, with Attic?
Let me talk about the kids program for Attic Arts Club, because I haven't talked about it. Yeah. So we're welcoming back Captain Cauliflower, which was a live show we had as part of the festival last year. So they've adapted their show and written some new parts for an online interactive version for kids. That's happening on this Saturday. We've got a story reading session with actor Alan Mandel, who has become famous for his reading of the Gruffalo on YouTube. That's happening on Sunday lunchtime. And then we've got a story craft theatre session which is based on a book called Monstersaurus, where we're going to have some storytelling and also give the kids an activity to do as part of it. So that sounds really fun. That's happening on Sunday afternoon as well. So all details of all tickets are at atticartsclub.com, or there'll be some links from the library website, I'm sure, or find us on Facebook, Attic Arts Club, Twitter, Instagram, the usual places.
Yeah, so all those links are in the description for this talk, and they're also in the chat on the main Upper Norwood Library Hub's Facebook page. So, as a local person to Crystal Palace, what is your favourite thing about Crystal Palace?
Good question. The library? Is that the right answer?
That is the correct answer, of course.
I mean, there are lots of things I love about Crystal Palace. The dinosaurs is an obvious one. That kebab place just by my bus stop. What's it called? Dem?
Oh yeah, the one by the co-op.
Amazing.
That is pretty amazing, I have to say. I do like that place.
A lot of late night things after a comedy night.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good night out. They are doing deliveries now. They weren't doing deliveries before, but they do deliveries now, I understand, which is nice. So is there anything else that you would like to talk about, Mr. Tom?
Well, I mean, I'm just really excited about all the things we've got coming up this weekend. So please do check out the lineup at atticartsclub.com. There's some amazing shows. I'm sure you'll find something to interest you. It's going to be great. We're really looking forward to it.
Amazing. Yeah, it's basically my entire weekend is completely booked out to watch all these amazing shows. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, once they start, I just get to watch them, so I'm happy.
Yeah, it's good fun. So I'm just going to go over a couple of other little announcements I have for you guys. We are very shortly going to be changing the entire live stream on the Upper Norwood Library Hub's channel. It comes in a number of different versions. The first one is the Crystal Palace Library of People, which is all about volunteering your time, giving a skill over to the community. You maybe want to come on and do a program about running. We've got one with running, and Alice was doing cross-stitch there for a while, and now she's given up. So I'd be very keen to get anyone who's into crafts to do a weekly slot, maybe just half an hour of doing some cross stitch or some knitting or some sewing, because we had a lot of people who were really into that. I'm kind of hoping the book club, the Gypsy Hill Book Club will be back with us. I think they're taking a break. I need to follow up with them to see what's going on. I see that Nick has just joined us. Hello, Nick. Hello. Facebook is not telling me an awful lot about who's coming on with us. So if you're out there, let us know in the chat. Yes. The other thing I need to tell you about is that our live stream channels are now again raising money for the library. And I have done a nice little graphic for you over here. Hooray! It says that we, from the live streams since we started at lockdown, has raised £932 in donations, and most of that was taken on the West End musical, but a fair chunk of it was done before everyone was sent off on furlough. And now that we're back off furlough and furlough is no more, we're back to being able to fundraise on all our charity and live stream channels. Amazing. So I'm going to put in the donation links for you here. Just for reference, the library itself costs £225,000 a year to keep open. I don't know about you, but that's the size of a small flat here in Crystal Palace that you could have had a mortgage for. But no, that's the price every year that the library has to raise to make any money to keep the library open. And most of the money that we come in with actually comes from private parties and things like that. So while we cannot have birthday parties, we can't have the kids' parties, we can't have anything like that, all the money is coming from Arts Council projects and donations from you lovely people. So if you want to keep the library, we do need to ask that you put in maybe £1, maybe just £1, maybe whatever you got. Or you can wait until one of our brilliant shows comes online and you can donate then for your favourite, because then they'll know that you love them as much as we love them for giving them a space. Amazing. The last couple of points I just want to make for you is that the Crystal Palace Festival starts next week. Now, the reason I'm constantly looking this way and not at you guys in this camera is because I'm also doing all the technical stuff that Eleanor doesn't normally have to do, because I do that for her. So there you go. I apologize that I'm not staring you right in the face. So the Crystal Palace Festival starts next week. We will have the charity partners from the Crystal Palace Festival on with us next week. And the rest of this week, we're going to have some artists from Utah, aren't we? I don't know who we're getting, but we're getting someone tomorrow and we're getting someone on Friday. And it'll be awesome. I'm pretty sure.
Just have some people from Alternative Comedy Memorial Society tomorrow and Captain Cauliflower on Saturday. On Friday,
yeah. Captain Cauliflower, can't wait. I hope he comes in costume. I do hope he comes in costume.
We'll see.
And then the very, very last announcement, to sneak it in there at the end, is that Clear Community Web is on hand to help anyone who needs it, anyone who's vulnerable, anyone who needs some technological help. I like to call him a little techricon, a little technical folk off the silicon forest that comes out and helps people in need. And Casper is our man with that plan. Where am I going with this? Don't know. Anyway, if you need help, there's a phone number there. If you know anyone who just needs help getting on Zoom, or how to use the internet, or how to do shopping online, or any of that, Casper's your man. Casper's your man. Okay, I think I've followed everything. I think I've done everything. I think I've ticked all the Eleanor boxes. And thank you very much for joining me, Tom. It's been lovely to have you.
Thanks for having me.
And we will see you all tomorrow. I haven't got the scene ready yet because I've been talking too much, but there you go. I'm ready now. All right, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.